Hello and welcome back to my channel. So I'm gonna start off by saying that I've already unboxed this lightsaber in front of me. It is honestly very annoying because it is no longer a very authentic and first reaction unboxing because I've already unboxed the saber. I do want to say that although that filming has been horrible, this saber is actually incredible. I haven't actually filmed a spin test for it yet, but with the amount of time that I've already spent with it in hand, this lightsaber is probably the most balanced saber I have ever felt in my life. And this saber comes from, as you can see in front of me, Vader Sabers. I did receive some exciting news, which I will share later in the video. This is from Vader Sabers, and like I mentioned, I've already unboxed it, and I actually have the saber in front of me. So I'm actually going to just throw it over there. We have the neopixel blade and the lightsaber in front of me. Now I still have everything that came inside the box. Off to the side over here, this is everything that comes inside the package when you open it up. It's going to contain your USB-C to USB-A charging cable, so you can plug it into a wall adapter or even a computer or a laptop. Anything that has a USB port, you can plug this in with. So you have the charging cable. You also have the manual. This lightsaber is a Xenopixel V3. So this will have Bluetooth, gesture control, flash on clash, a scrolling blade, infinite color change, and many effects that you can do. And that's the manual that you can read to know what you can do with the saber. It will come with a micro SD card reader, so you can plug it in to a computer or a laptop and you can customize the fonts with it. And then of course you have the bag, which will have a Allen key inside. It will contain 8 blade retention screws, which I already have 2 screwed inside the hilt already. So it has 6 inside right now. There's going to be 4 small ones and then 4 longer ones. I will recommend personally to use the smaller ones. So you just need to take out 2 small ones and put them in the hilt. The long ones are typically better, but I feel like they just stick out of the hilt when I'm spinning. So I don't want to like cut my hands on the screws. So I'm going to recommend 2 small ones. Those are the 4 like accessories that come inside the box. Then of course you have the neopixel blade. This blade is thinner than normal. This is the 7/8 inch diameter blade. So my Darth Maul in the past that I reviewed, my Ventress, those are 7/8 inch neopixel blades. Same with my Ahsokas up here. They have the smaller diameter with neopixel blades, and they make them incredibly light. And this hilt is also really light, which we'll get into soon. This is 32 inches. You can get it in 36 and I believe 28. I'm looking off camera because I do have the listing pulled up. Vader Sabers does offer it in, of course, the Xenopixel, and they also offer it in a Profi. So unfortunately, there is not a baselit or RGB version of the saber just yet on Vader Sabers. They will hand customize it, so you can get this weathered. I opted into not because I wanted to look clean and very pristine. If you want to get this weathered to make it look old and battle worn, you can get that option. And the final option that you can choose on the website is if you want a hard case or not. I chose not to get a hard case because I already have one like right over here behind the saber, past my shoulder. I didn't really want one. And of course it will cost extra, and I wanted to save a little bit more money. And then of course we have the hilt. This thing is very light. Like I mentioned, when you have the blade fully installed into the hilt, this thing feels incredible. I will show later, but when you have the blade installed on the hilt, if you put your finger right here, it will balance right here, which means when you grip at the very top, you're gonna have the best control of the hilt when you're spinning. And it should honestly spin better than a lot of other sabers, such as like the Cal Kestis, where you're gripping way past the balance point. This is a 1-button setup, so there's no 2 buttons, even though these 2 buttons look like they could be buttons. They're like accent colored decorations that look like they're buttons, but they're not. It's just 1 button. It's not the whole switch plate, it's just the bottom half right here. You can kind of like hear it. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and screw on the blade. I'm gonna show off a couple fonts and then show you what this looks like. Okay, now that we have the blade screwed in, let's go ahead and power it on. So, power on. Okay, it says power on. When you turn it on, it might not actually turn on at first, and don't panic. When you unscrew the grip section real quick, which I'll also leave close-ups too of the chassis, because the chassis is actually one of my most favorites I've ever seen. I don't think I've had a saber quite like this that had a chassis. where it just comes out like this, and it has a kill switch at the very top. Like I said, I will put up a close-up on screen right now. It has the kill switch for an on and off. At the bottom of the chassis right here is actually your USB-C charging port, so you can use your USB-C charging cable and just slot it right in. You have your neopixel battery, and then your SD card on front, and then you actually have a little button right here, so you can actually turn on the Saber from a little button right here just by holding the chassis, which is honestly very cool. And then it has a red LED indicator to let you know that it is powered on. So I'm actually going to show you real quick. I'm actually going to press the button to show you. So this is actually the Sailor Moon font that is on it, and as you can see, the chassis lights up. Like, that is really cool. I've never seen a Saber have a chassis light up and even have a button on it. Let's go ahead and turn on the Saber. And so this is that same Sailor Moon font that I showed from the chassis, but as you can see also, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it just because of the lighting, but these buttons up here are actually reflecting the same colors of the blade, so they are changing colors. So that's really cool. This does have flash on clash, so you can get it to like flash. So it's really cool. And of course it has gesture control. Like I mentioned, this does have a Bluetooth app, which I am actually using my phone to film this video, which I think I'm going to be doing that from now on. So I'm not going to be able to access the app at the moment. This just uses that same Xeno V3 app that the Saber 3 Tuka uses. It is the same app that the Art Saber Simplex V3 uses. Let's go to a couple more fonts instead of the rainbow.
The Chosen.
Okay, so this is the Chosen. I believe it's an Anakin Skywalker. These fonts are the generic ones. I will not go through all of the fonts on the Saber. I do have a video where I showed off all of those fonts. I'll probably leave it on a YouTube card somewhere in the top right. I don't know which corner it is. I think it might be this one. Let's see the Anakin Skywalker font. As you can see, this has incredible smooth swing. It sounds amazing. And you can actually see some of the effects a little bit better on this font. So you can see the flash and clash. This does have tip drag, but unfortunately with the 32-inch blade, you can't see it because I believe this chassis is coded for a 36. But just know that it does kind of light up. I don't know if you're going to see it. Here is the lockup. It looks really cool. And it actually moves along the blade depending on the orientation of the hilt. So if you tilt it down, you can see the effect get closer to the tip and not as much up here. But when you turn it up, it moves towards the middle and then closer to the hilt until it's more vertical and it's actually affecting the blade at the hilt. So, oh, and then before I show the next font, I already know what the fonts that are on here, and this does not have a Kelleran Beq font, unfortunately. I can leave a link down below to a Kyberphonic Kelleran Beq font, so you can put it on your Kelleran Saber if you were to get this Saber.
The Assassin.
Okay, so here's the Darth Maul, or the Assassin font. It's red. The smooth swing is a bit quiet on this font. It's not the best Darth Maul font, but you know it is his Saber. It sounds very similar. Let's do one more.
The Knight.
Okay, so this is the Knight. I believe this is the Kylo Ren font, and you can actually see one of the blade effects. And I believe this is a flame effect. It's not supposed to be because I believe his Saber is more of an unstable. But I think this is the fire effect. I don't know if you're able to see it. You can see it on the reflection of the table though. You can see like the color kind of going that way. But it looks incredible. Now earlier in the video, I mentioned that I have some exciting news with Vader Sabers. And I am excited to announce that I am now affiliated with Vader Sabers. Since I'm affiliated, I do have a discount code with Vader Sabers. So if you use the discount code Dolanski, you can save yourself 5% off of your order on any order at Vader Sabers. Using a discount code will save you tons of money. When I order Sabers, I always find a discount code from any creator I can find online that has a discount code with them. I always try to use it. Also, if you didn't know, using a discount code from an affiliate also supports them. So if you really like my content, and you do plan on buying a saber from them, just use my code, and yeah, you can save yourself some money and also support me at the exact same time. B. Dolanski. Also, like I mentioned earlier, you can balance this saber on your hand at the very end of the lightsaber. So it is balancing perfectly at the very end of the emitter, which is where you should be gripping anyways when you're spinning, which means you're gonna get the best control. Like I said, this is super light, and I have a feeling the spin test is gonna go great. So we're gonna go ahead and go outside and do the spin test and show you what that looks like. Okay, so it is currently almost 6 a.m. I am at a park with some like nice little crystal sliding around me. But yeah, I think the spin test is actually gonna go really well for this Kelleran. I'm really excited, but yeah, let's get to it. You can spin this like incredibly fast. I think we're gonna have to actually rate it a 10 out of 10. For spinning, I'd say it's a 9.9, but overall rating, I'm gonna have to give this a 10. Even though it won't average that way, it's gonna be a 10. This saber is incredible. I would recommend it. And yeah, make sure to go check out Vader Sabers, the store, and see if you have any other sabers you like. And that is gonna be all for this video. If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe if you want to, and comment down below what are your thoughts on this lightsaber. This is probably my new favorite character lightsaber to spin. Remember, discount code BDolansky, get 5% off of your order on any saber on their store. But yeah, that is going to be all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.